Hello everyone, it's your favorite FGC VTuber today. So we're going to be covering quite a bit, or a lot actually. There's one thing in particular, we'll probably save it till the end, that made me want to do this. I was contemplating if I wanted to do a video like this, but long story short, we're going to talk about some FGC controversy. And two things that we go off on is going to be the Tekken situation and the Capcom collision. So the first thing with the Tekken thing is, so Tekken players are finally, like it's funny, there needs to be a meme, you guys, of like, oh my god, you guys finally cut up, like, oh, first time. Tekken players finally realized, oh my god, Bandai doesn't care about us. Tekken's not going to be a competitive game. To this, I say, you're all fucking idiots, and I think you're overreacting, being little bitches. But on the bright side, at least you're playing something besides Tekken 8. You know, like someone said, I mean, Eris, good job on him calling all I imagine. Oh man, I hate Tekken. This, and then you just go back to playing Tekken. Like, nah, y'all were fucking terminally ill or some bullshit. I said I quit Tekken. I quit Tekken. So I just play casually Tekken 8, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And to me, I hate that so many of them hate Heat. Like, they're just fucking boomer as fuck. Like, it's the same thing, the people who didn't pay for Plus because of stupid Stellar Blade. Like, y'all do the right thing for the wrong reasons. Y'all should have been done this shit the second Tekken 8 came out. Because it was clear they didn't give a shit about y'all's shitty opinions anyways. You know, nerf Linny, nerf Asuka, nerf all the characters I don't like, and then I would be happy. Fuck everything else. Because in reality, that's what we really, really want. You know? But yeah, I think the Tekken community is a bunch of bitches anyways. So good to see some of them, you know, have the Street Fighter 5 effect. Yeah, and they said you get what's coming. I mean, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of thing and then videos. But yeah, that's something I wanted to get my thoughts on. And also, another one is about the random dude from City of the Wolves. So everyone's getting mad about. So I could be wrong on this one, I guess. But people are not a fan of Salvatore Ganashi. I'm like, whatever, it's cool. Like, to me, like, so legacy players are obviously mad because, like, oh, like, I get the sentiment for sure. Like, oh, I'd rather have a legacy character instead of, to me, I feel like when it's a new character, when it's a guest character, I think it's less so, because the point of a guest character is to bring more people in. Like, that's their main goal. And to me, that's why I have no problem with Cristiano. I mean, I know the main reason he's there is because he's cool stuff, but at the same time, he's the one funding it. He can do what the fuck he wants. That's why, to me, it's like, for guess, like, I think I made this point before. I forgot what game it was that had something that's like, they're allowed to do what the fuck they want, you know? And then two, to me, someone said this is a reminder of how fighting games used to be far more fun. Now they take themselves too serious. And I agree. Having characters like this is honestly a refreshing thing. But then it's the same thing is like, okay, I'm not a huge KOF dude, but like, no, most of the plays anyway. I haven't seen the Mexican FGC, and they seem more or less like Cristiano. Everyone's always okay, but it's literally it's the Salvatore dude that, and like, yeah, because like, who the fuck is this dude? I'm like, okay, and two guest characters that are real people. I think that is stretching, and I'm not gonna deny it. I personally feel like people are overblowing it. Like, oh, I'm gonna cancel my order. It's like, and then you people don't sit and say that you're not trying to gatekeep fighting games. Okay, dog. The fact that this game in particular, first of all, be happy it exists. Like, this is where I'm at. Be happy it even exists. That's where we're really at. You know, because no one gives a shit about KOF, bro. Keep it a $1.50. No one gives a shit outside of Latinian land. No one gives a fuck. You know, I think it's a solid ass game. Very footsies focused. To me, I have a bigger concern about how it's so footsies and 2D based that I think the average person won't really like it. And like, especially if you come from like an anime fighter or even SF6, like this game's just too slow and stiff. It's just too slow and stiff compared to other fighters. I think that's the biggest problem. I think it's inherently with the game design, content and stuff aside. But hopefully we have some people that have never played fighting games before. Hopefully, maybe a lot of football players. And they like the Ronaldo footsies. And I'm like, damn, yo, this guy's sick. And play with some rival schools. There's also a soccer character in there as well. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, I think people are bitching way too hard. Like, homie, be happy. People notice your game, that it's growing. I am always for the growth of fighting games. There is a fine line limit. You know, I think, like I said, if like I think BB Tag was one of the worst offenders in a sense, and that even that one I kind of forgave what they did, right? With dumbing down the shit out of the controls for everybody. SF6 did a good way. Like, here's Modern, here's Classic. I think that's the gold standard, right? Do not force dumb downization to the entirety of the fucking game. And then, like, guest characters are a necessity, but at the same time, please, for the love of God, stop charging for legacy characters. I think that's a great way to put it, because that's what really rubs people the wrong way. So, those are my last two takes. And for the last one, this is the big one. So, Capcom Collection 1 and 2 and MVC are both going to have an update. It's going to come with Capcom Collection 2, but the other two are going to get an update. So, the super good news, okay, cool. Where, if you guys might not have seen it, it gets a resolution boost and all the other shit. Yeah, there's a couple things. Yeah, so I love the resolution boost because I always say, like, I mean, yeah, sure, cool, whatever. Like, you know, see, look at there. It shows that, oh my god, we're getting title update trailer, you know. But yeah, and then it does some other stuff. I'm trying to remember. I just remember. Oh yeah, see, you can put what version. So that's super cool. I didn't know. Thank God there's that, because there's 1,000 versions. So I'm glad they did add that. But yeah, see, yeah, to me, I'm like, yeah, thank God we can fuck with the resolution. And then there's some other stuff. rematch feature, and then oh, you have to hold the start, not just the tap, that in case you accidentally do shit. And apparently that is something for like reset the game directly from the pause menu. Okay, you can do that before. And you could do, they actually added a versus mode instead of pressing the coin for arcade. I think I like that. They could have stayed. But one of the big changes for the, so this is, I don't think this is an update, but it's particularly what I want to get to is for CVS2 and the specific version or something, but it's an update. They actually updated the game. They got rid of roll canceling. So I won't even explain to it. So I guarantee you almost everyone in here but legacy people are gonna be like, the fuck is that? So you doesn't matter. And that's why to me, like, oh, I don't care that much. But to a degree, I think this is a level thing. Because it says, if you have a game-defining glitch, then remove the glitch. You are no longer playing the same game. I'm assuming the logic is to bring new players, but you're bringing them into something less unique. At that point, you got to question, why would you stick around? And then someone actually... a lot of the draw of old games is a found mechanics that would never exist in a modern Capcom title. I'm sad that they don't see this and we're repeating the same console mistakes they made decades ago. Oh, well, casual. Oh, but on the bright side, you can actually... So you can activate it in casual lobbies. The problem is it's only in ranked. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say, okay, it does suck. I'll kind of dismantle because Theory Fighter is both wrong and right. So this does, it does suck. And I can, as someone who does play fighting games, it does suck when something can be very inherently. I mean, good example. I hate that they got rid of assist DP and BB tag. That is the best example of something cool that should have fucking stayed. And honestly dumbed down the meta of the game and be like, oh, this, that, whatever. Some characters really needed it. And to be honest, I like that you had to play around that shit. And I think that's what he's really getting at. And I 100% agree with that. I really hate like that we lose things that are unique that you don't really see, and then they are, and sometimes it glitch, and then it just defines the meta. But I think he's overblowing it, because here's the funny thing: getting rid of it does. Or here's the thing where they both wrong. Where he's thinking like, in the logic they don't get, like, bro, those things the average person doesn't give a shit about, nor will they ever run into it. Whether you keep that feature on or off, like I know about it, I don't give a shit about learning roll canceling. Because I play it casually. I don't give a shit about getting good at fucking CVS2. Like, unless you play enough or give a fuck or know someone, you're never going to find out about roll canceling. So that's the first thing. Like, I don't know how. Oh, man, I was getting... Oh, man, I guess rank. But here's my thing. If you're getting ranked, you're there to play for realsies, right? That's my first thing. And mad, like, you know, like, that's what never made sense to me. You know, keeping casuals and shit. If anything, I'd say in casual lobbies, keep that shit off or something. Unless it's a private lobby, then okay, whatever. So, and then the whole thing is to him. So it's funny how what Capcom thing's doing is gonna like, no, that's not doing. But same by his note is that, homie, 90 to 99% of the people who play CVS2 or MVC, that's not the defining thing about those games. No one gives a shit about Marvel vs. Capcom combos. No one gives a shit about roll canceling. We give a shit because the game is sick. Like, to me, the defining feature is the fact it's Capcom versus SNK, the health bars, the soundtrack, the roster, the moves, the Vias, or whatever that shit is. Everything else I don't give a fuck about. So he's right and wrong. That's what I mean. Like, he can say this and that. I feel like once you're in that FGC circle, he'll be on point. Anything outside of these won't massively wrong. He doesn't actually understand the casual audience. People who do, like, they be cooking, bro. Like, oh, like this, like, bro, someone said, like, the big three. Hey, is it cool? What's the appeal, right? You know, and what's the package? And then, like, okay, you know, and I forgot what's the third thing. But I'm like, yes, and none of it had to do with high level or even motion inputs. Such a huge misconception. Like we talked about in my last video, right? About how motion inputs are gatekeeping. They're fucking not. They're not. Like, if your game doesn't give me a reason to stay and play or even learn, then why? Why bother? Right? And guess this is the only game where you can't. And say, if a game-defining glitch is what makes your game unique, then your game wasn't that good to begin with. That is fucking bars. Yep. I'm an old FGC player, more than 30 years, and I hate when people defend these types of bugs just because they're used to, especially something as broken as this. I'm gonna be honest, roll cancel is the least broken thing, and we'll add to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if anything, let's add our own comic. Bars. Mention most. I think. Yep, even though this shit exists, it's not the defining thing of or said game. It's an insult to the game and devs to think that a glitch defines MVC2 or CVS2. Nah, it's the character stages, music, etc. No, I don't care. Like, it's funny. I know about roll canceling. I don't really care that much to learn it. Like I said, I don't play competitive. So what do I? Plus, I play P Groove. What the fuck? See, having everything be oddly invincible is put off for players who don't know why. They want to make CVS3 and you share that glitch. Oh, of course not. But again, like, I get, oh, it's whatever. Like, my whole thing is, like, if you're running into people doing this kind of shit, then it's very clear that you're not at your level. That's why people bitch about reload canceling and Halo 2, this and that. Like, bro, it's just an indicator that the person dead ass is just better than you. Like, oh, but I could beat them. Yeah, here's the thing, though. You can tell they're better than you because they're already reeling to put in the effort or discover and practice executing in a situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that someone goes out of the way to learn such a thing, I was already an indicator they'd be a better player without you. So even without the glitch or insert, whatever, they'd still beat your fucking ass. It just makes it a lot easier and more evident who's better than the other one. Kind of like Korean backdashing for Tekken. You could get rid of it. You'll still get better. You'll still get beaten by better players. You just get more lucky shots than you wouldn't if it wasn't there. You know, my whole thing is like my thing is, yeah, new players are picking up an old game to play an old game. Otherwise, they would not be picking up the old game in the first place. I mean, yeah, like honestly, that's the most well put. Like I said, I don't like for the most part for me. I just care that I don't care about it being arcade perfect. I care about it being as close as possible, improvements here and there, and mostly just quality of life things, right? Like we saw with the resolution thing, online, rollback, and possible maybe. I mean, like I said, appealing to the to your audience and fans makes the most sense. Appealing to pros does not as much. There is a hard difference. Like I'm a huge fan, right? Like to me, I care that MVC3 exists and it's fun and it has more characters than it being high level or having all this depth. I don't give a shit about that. Right, there is a fine line between a fighting game fan and a fighting game like player, right? Because what I've noticed, fighting game players don't really care for the heart of fighting games as much as fighting game players do. This might be sound like a weird, but in reality, you stop and think about it. You ask them, like, bro, if you ask how many of them know about the lore about Street Fighter, then it makes you look like a fucking fake fan. If you can't sit here and tell me the Hugo Rio lore, then man, you a fake ass fan. No hate on the Third Strike players because they don't know the lore. But yeah, they'll know dab here and there, but they're just really into Third Strike. They get a pass because Third Strike's the shit. The rest of you don't. All right, that's where I'm at. So I'm looking out for my Third Strike homies, because the thing is, Third Strike homies ain't bitches like these motherfuckers. You know, like I forget that was a meme I seen where, oh yeah, everyone's beating each other up, and then you just see in the back like Third Strike, you know, is out there drinking something. Like, look at these motherfuckers. But yeah, that's all I wanted to get at is I get the sentiment, but I mean, I don't know. I think this one is more justified than the guest character thing, because again, what normies playing ranked? You shouldn't be playing ranked. Why get rid of I mean, it is at the end of the, especially, and the thing is, you know about it. The thing is, you know about it. Why get rid of it? That's such a weird thing. That's where I'm really at. Plus, also like ranked is really to me for most things outside of competitive Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and COD is really just an excuse to separate players, like the sweats and the non-sweats, and then from there, I mean, it works even whatever. But so then people can like, okay. That's why I am a huge believer that playing online, they should be like a rank test just to, because it's not that hard. Like I think there's a good, you can at least more or less be like, okay, who's complete newbie, who's ass, who's intermediate, and then who's good, and then maybe who's really, you know. But I would say like these three you could at least do, and then all right, cool, you guys can fuck around with each other, right? You know, granted, the lower levels it's a lot harder and it's a lot random. But I think intermediate to MLG, it's like, oh yeah, you know, keep the MLGs away from the scrubs. You know, the most, more than anything. Middle, if they interact with some lower, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but no. You don't want the MLGs. Plus, on top of that, it's an MLG myself. I hate fighting low-level people. You know, it's boring as shit. Like, the only people who like to smurf are people who are, like, in an intermediate class, but think they're actually good. So they want to fluff their numbers and beat a bunch of people who suck ass at the game. You know, so basically, like, silver players and maybe a handful of gold players, right? In anything, really. It depends how your rank works, right? Where, like, if silver and gold actually mean something, then yeah, you know. Like Street Fighter 5, how it, you know, it's maybe I could be, or maybe I feel like Street Fighter was 5 is one of the last games where gold and silver actually meant something. Now that silver and gold is just another glorified, like it's basically just bronze plus, you know, because platinum barely means anything. I have to beat a diamond for you to mean anything. It's like, what happened to ranks, bro? Holy shit. But anyways, yeah, that's the controversy for today. Hope you guys liked it. Me covering it, my thoughts, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not going to bust that much nuts. I think it just sucks for people. The ones who it sucks the most that they're so used to just doing it. You know, or maybe they had some really innovative thing. Like, because I feel like some people probably just do because they suck dick and they can't play neutral or something. You know, I will have fun regardless. I already don't use roll canceling. If anything, I'm going to be honest. To me, this is with me because I don't feel like learning roll canceling. Like, no, it actually incentivizes me more to play CVS too. You know, it's like, yes, now I can fight people on fair grounds. In a sense, right? Because like, I'm too lazy. I mean, I was never really planning on play rank, but now I will. So I feel like this applies to a very specific niche, and that motherfucker's me. But yeah, with that being said, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, every day is great when you're chibi.